Hello, lovelies, as Mama Maggie likes to say. Oh, we're on time and we're glorious today. Welcome. My name is Margaret Pinard. You've landed on my channel, so you're on BookTube. You're on Taste Life Twice. Um, I'm a historical fiction and fantasy writer and an eclectic reader. And every first Friday and final Friday of the month, which is today, I do a sprint for a couple hours to help people sit down and get some productivity time together in case they need the extra motivation. So, welcome to that today. It's an extra freezing final Friday because we're on day 2 of Snowmageddon here in Portland. um, I am going to be doing 3 things. I've got my little task list out here. They might take longer than the sprints, so we might recycle sprints. I'm making it simple because, again, masterpiece today. Um, yeah, I think I might have sciatica, so that's a fun discovery last night. And so we're gonna be sitting looking at an astrology forecast for the week, wondering why stuff is so screwed up. And then I'm going to be looking at the manuscript I started a couple days ago, coming back and seeing if I have the next step. I started something new in the exact um, pattern of Michelle Schusterman, apparently, with what she's coming out. And then the last thing I want to do is the setup for my StreamYard streams next week. I've got one Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So hopefully we'll do the creative stuff first and ease in or out of that morning mindset into more technical stuff, which is always easier to do. So hopefully we'll get the hard stuff out of the way first. I just want to welcome everyone who said hello. RC is here, there, and everywhere, as is Paget Farmer and Mama Maggie Ward. Beth Ann is here this morning. Nice to see you. Shannon, here, there, and everywhere, including her own stream, which is awesome. I don't know yet. I opened up the tab, but I have not looked through the thing yet. Oh, I don't know that it's related to the productivity, but I'll see if I see any correlations. Cool Gamer said hi, and Leslie from Bookskers and Purrs, happy gloomy Friday. My sister has sciatica. TENS unit is helpful. Yeah, well, that's going to be quite a process to get underway. This just started last night, and that's where my mind is going. So, yeah, let's just jump into our first sprint here. You can listen to your own music. I'm going to put myself down in the corner and we're going to jump right in. Tell me if you're working on anything in particular and you want the world to know. Otherwise, I'll see you back in 20 minutes and happy writing or producing or consuming or reflecting, whatever you want to do. Okay. Time's up. Well, I got some gentle music out of that. Ambient music is included in the timer. Um, we had some haters in the chat arrive. Hi, Richard. I heard, I won't say what I heard. I will say I was in Easy Graphics stream the other day, possibly yesterday, although it feels like a million years ago. And he was wondering if any of our books were available in the library. And I was like, I have no idea about the UK library system. I know how it works here in the States, and I know anyone can request my books in the States. But if you're someone who is looking to read one of my books and hasn't bought a copy yet, maybe check if you can request it from the library. I don't know, maybe it'd be in your system. Tell us about the system over there. That'd be an interesting topic. Yes, I was shaking my head at you already. Let me know if anyone could hear the music. I was sort of confused. It was louder than I thought it should be based on the volume. Martin came in to say afternoon. Melissa came in to say happy Friday. Thank you, Melissa. Let me know if you're writing up a post at work as we speak. Emma popped in, Emma Bennett. Let's see. A little about the astro forecast. Mine says no writing for me today. I was like, oh no, it's a 10K day. It can't happen today. There's Emma. Here we go. Beth Ann is finishing grading a quiz and then jumping into revisions. Nice job. Emma's hitting the like button. Yay. So, catching up here. Yeah, we have something like that for the Library of Congress too, but it's not required and, definitely relaxed for self-published, so. Okay, could hear the music, but it was very soft. Good job. Thank you, Melissa. Working on an assignment for an interview I have Monday. Excellent. Back at it. Look at that resilience in action. Paget, awesome. Dale Roberts has a YouTube about how to do this that came out recently. I'm pretty sure Dale's will be US focused. So yeah. But we'll see. Maybe we need a UK version because that's another whole audience. So yeah, nice to hear what people are working on today. I went through the astrology forecast and had one thing sort of jump out at me for my moon sign. But everything else that I read from one of my favorite astrologers, who's here in Portland, didn't really hit. So I was like scanning and not needing any of it. So I just left it there. I wonder if there's an equivalent for Mercury being in retrograde that refers to the weather. Because, Mercury is about communication, sort of transport. And so that's what we say when technology is going haywire. But like when the weather is going haywire, what is that? Is that Neptune? Is that like the oceans moving into a different space? I don't know. I haven't heard anyone talk about that for a while anyway, not that I remember. Yes, we do need a UK version of everything. Well, then I guess you have to strap on your overalls. What do they call overalls over there? I can't remember. And make it yourself. Most of the world is not America. Thank God. I can make scones. I just said that for Richard. Yes. Oh, I missed one. Maggie says I just finished formatting and then read 2 alphas, I'm assuming manuscripts, and got my feedback back to the readers. Well done. So I'm just channel surfing and doom scrolling today. LOL. Yeah. That was me yesterday, which has probably contributed to my state of mind today. So I did the astrology thing, and then the last 6 minutes after I gave up on that, I was reading a little bit of Buddhism. What's funny is, okay, so just distraction in the middle of our thing here before we get back to a sprint. I'm reading both of these. So I'm sort of diving into World War One because this has been sitting on my shelf for a while. The Great Silence by Juliet Nicholson. Juliet Nicholson, sort of a famous rich person in the UK, famous family. I don't really like her writing style, but she's got a lot of interesting details. And then this one, Jocks by Jock Duncan, not as well known at all. This was a Christmas gift from my brother. And if he ever watched my channel, he wouldn't have to ask my mom if I liked my gift. He'd see it right here, but he doesn't. So but this is what I was saying on Emma Bennett's stream the other day. Northeast Scotland, so like people he interviewed. Gary West is the editor, and he edited basically like all these transcripts of Jock Duncan, who was born after the Great War, but happened to just get these veterans from the Great War to open up and tell them about their experiences. And he typed them up, handpecking like a man from the 30s and 40s and 50s would, and put it together and was like, this is a real meaningful mission of his. So they're in dialect. They're in like, not Doric, but they're in Aberdonian and Dundonian and some pretty hard things to sound out and understand. But again, fascinating detail if I'm going to be doing something based in World War One. So that's 2 books I started reading during the snowstorm when I didn't have power or electricity or internet. But these 2, the other 2 I'm reading, are sort of have a funny overlap. So I'm rereading the Buddhist one, Boundless Heart, which I may have mentioned before. But my friend Kimmy just got me this book, Mending Life, a handbook for repairing clothes and hearts by Nina and Sonia Montenegro. And in here, they actually have, I just passed a part where they have a mention of metta, which is a Buddhist meditation about loving kindness. And I was like, oh, look, they're coming together. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, all my readings just sort of flowing together, or I don't know, playing off each other. So Venus and Jupiter have been close to the new moon this week. Very pretty when we could see the sky. You're talking about the actual sky, which is nice as well. Eva is here to say hello. Good point, Eva. Oh, well, I'm about to head right back in. So for the next sprint, I will be working on the manuscript that I started. So just like Michelle Schusterman has posted, she had a reading vlog about wanting to like die over this stupid revision, which relatable. And then the latest one from today is let's start a shiny new thing instead of revising the old thing, which relatable. So 2 days ago, I did the same thing. I started writing on a paper that was supposed to help me restructure the old novel. And instead I like took over the whole bottom page, part of the page. And then I started writing in my, like whip. I got like 5 pages handwritten that way. And then I stopped. Then it was just like the faucet turned off. So I gave it a day yesterday because my mind was not anywhere near writing trim. And yeah, so I'm going to come back to it during the sprint. This was also partially inspired by Just Eva here, who had the advice of just don't time yourself. Because apparently all my flash fiction was, wrapped up within whatever time limit I had. So I didn't time myself. And I think I wrote for like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. And, this will be longer, maybe a short story. So yeah. So we're going to jump in and see if I can pick up the thread and keep the mending going. It's got a British flavor to it, but I won't say any more than that because I will definitely get some rolled eyes if I say what it actually is. And you know what? I don't care. Ooh, but here's a hint. Maggie is actually close to tripping over a hint here. I need to finish Northanger Abbey and I'm hating it. Oh, also reading reading Hieroglyphic Tales, Prince of Abyssinia, Castle of Otranto, and Vathek, an Arabian Tale. Interesting collection. Is this for a readathon? They seem to be um, themed. Yes, the thread. Maggie needs to start reading. Okay, well, reading on the sprint sounds good. While you're sprinting, pick up my new techno thriller. Thank you, Richard. Start with that book. Okay, so let's head back into another 20-minute sprint. I'm just going to use the same timer because, like I said, my brain, not today. Not today, brain. We're doing all we can to just be here. So thank you for being here with me, and let's jump back in. All right, I'll mute myself and go. Time's up again. All right. Had some other people say hello in the chat. Okay, so it doesn't look like much, but I read the last bit of my chapter, and then you could see like the new blue is what I wrote in. So I'm progressing. I kind of want to keep going with this instead of setting up my StreamYard events, but I've got more time. I'm blowing through the sprints pretty good, so I think I may do another sprint on this before I shift over. Oh, so what have we what have we here? Let me catch up. Richard said 20 minutes is reasonable, to be honest. Anything longer is a hellish ordeal. I'd hate to have you describe something as a hellish ordeal, Richard. I dropped another hint that there's cherry cordial in this scene, but Emma is not in listening, I think. And then I dropped a funny hint, which is there's a Easter egg in this one, but it's a first draft, so it's not likely to survive. Happy Haunts Library, welcome. Popping in to do a bit of reading with some company. Is it spooky reading? That's pretty cool. Kayleen Page, Ms. Page, someone I just met this morning on Shannon's stream, found out she's a neighbor across the mighty Columbia, which is fun. On a call and can't hear y'all, but slipping in to say hi. And she used one of YouTube's emojis, which StreamYard doesn't translate, so it just described it. Shannon also came over. She's done with her stream. Esther popped in to say hello. Happy Friday. Paget said I was like 20 minutes behind in the stream. How does this happen? When did I become a techno goober? I used to know stuff. I know the feeling. Joanne came in, said hello to everybody. Welcome. Happens to everybody. Yep. Beth Ann says, I got distracted by a coworker and then spent like 10 minutes microwaving frozen soup. Well, that sounds good. 10 minutes. Did it explode? Shannon's wondering. No, that's why it took 10 minutes. I babied it along. Now I have delicious soup for lunch, but feel like I lost a lot of time. You win some, you lose some, for next time. Oh no, speaking of appliances, Joanne says she accidentally short-circuited our electric stove by using baking soda, soap, and vinegar to clean it. Oh, who knew, right? So now I have to use the makeshift stove my mom bought and pray that it won't cost much to fix the stove. Your electric stove short-circuited when you were using baking soda, soap, and vinegar. That's odd. Yeah, that's strange. I clean like that all the time. Yeah, hoping for a better day for you. Maybe if you wait a few days or a week, depending on the humidity of where you live, whatever short-circuited will evaporate and it will be okay. I like that strategy. That's solid. Does anyone have any tips, Paget asks, for searching for users on YouTube? I swear half the time I will put in someone's exact handle or name as I see it so I can subscribe or whatever, and they do not pop up. I used to find that as well. I don't know what to do at that point. When it's a really common name, but it's not their URL, like it'll come up with a bunch and I'll go through like 3 screens and still not see the icon, like the little picture that I recognize. It's pretty frustrating. I don't have any tips. I'm thinking of something like filtering for new, but that you don't know any information about the person otherwise. So yeah, that's hard. That was so soft of a welcome back. Oh, good. So I didn't scare anybody. So Just Eva was looking for a missing ancestor for someone. Is this in a fictional attempt? Is this for the plot bunny? Like, that's exciting. Did you find them? Let's find out. Yeah, a problem happened when I sprayed vinegar onto the stove and the baking soda vinegar solution seeped into one of the knobs. Huh. I'm not an electrician. I'm not going to give advice. And agree. 20 minutes is a sprint. More than that becomes a full lap. Oh, I like the running metaphors. Where's Ben when you talk about his catchphrase? Haven't found them yet. Okay, so the ancestor is still at large. Vinegar is so crazy. I have to use it here a lot because we have a septic system, so can't do bleach or antibacterials, and it gets it done. But dang, breaking the stove. Yeah, that's so strange. Mighty vinegar, right? So that's why salt and vinegar is such a strong smell. Oh, thank you. My family relies on the electric stove a lot, so I'm feeling guilty, also frustrated because my dad tried to fix it by wiping the area around the knobs. Oh, and it didn't work yet. Well, again, maybe airing it out and giving it some time off may help. I found someone with similar dates of birth and dates of death, same name and one state over, but they are also a mystery, so no way to know if it's the same person. Ugh. Ancestor research. I recently found out on a video that I had on my watch later list for over a year. Okay, so catch that first. I listened to the Community Lives discussion of braiding sweetgrass. It had been in my watch later list. I was waiting until I read the book before I listened to it. It was hosted by Jess Owens, but Bree of Locked Booktition, Angela of Literature Science Alliance, and Kim of Native Lady Book Warrior were all there. And it was like the preeminent discussion of this book. It was so good. But that's when I found out that Bree actually does, I won't say ancestor research, but lineage research, especially for people who have enslaved people in their family trees. And she's like doing trainings on this and doing it for people in her family as well. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I don't know if she'd be open to giving you tips, but this is a very interesting mystery. So, yeah, any of you who journal, take some time to jot down the family line someday when you need something to write down. Oh, well, here's the thing, Eva, we've tried to go back up, like with parents and photos, and there's a heck of a lot of missing names and question marks on the backs of photos from all my work. So, not very successful, but we did try. Paul Marron, hello to all. What did I miss? You've missed 2 sprints, but we're going to go back into some writing in a short bit. Maybe if you have a wet vac or even a regular vac and you heavy vacuum around the knobs and any openings in the stove, it will suck it up and give it a few days. Oh, we got housekeeping advice. Put it in rice. Put the whole stove in rice. Yeah. An exciting investigation. I agree. Yep. Same thing. Put it in rice. Are you sure the plug itself can't be reset? If that outlet doesn't have a reset button, look for one in the same room or on the same wall. I mean, if the stove short-circuited, yeah, you could always go back to your circuits and just like flip the switch and flip it back. When my trip, what are they called? Something is tripped. You'll have to help me. But yeah, you could see that it's facing the wrong way. Circuit breaker, that thing. Yeah, not a good way to start a Friday. The red reset button. Does an electric stove have a red reset button? I don't think mine does. Mine's like 40 years old. No, but the interaction of the acid and soda could damage the electrodes. Electrodes. We're getting very exciting here. Nia's here stopping by to say hello. Do you need the AuthorTube URL? I mean, it's a different way to search because you'd be searching in the search bar rather than the search field, if that makes sense. Yeah. Real life ancestry research. Oh, I'm behind in the chat from my daughter's guy. Oh, so it's not a background check, Jessiva? It's a uh-huh, uh-huh. Nia is heading to Barnes& and Noble. Sounds good. AuthorTube tiny URL. I don't know what this is for. Maggie, she is trying to look up. I think what Paget's trying to do is seeing people in chat and going, oh, just Eva, taking that name and searching it because she doesn't have a moderator wrench and she can't go to channel. The only way you do that is just type in the name that you see, but then like Just Eva won't show up in the search results. So that's what she's, I think, looking to do. But yeah, maybe they're on the spreadsheet. There we go. You're welcome. Yay! Match made in heaven. I did not facilitate. Enjoy. Paul, always check with my neighbor, Mr. MacGyver, before I start mixing cleaning supplies. Old school. Old school. I appreciate that. It's hard to open, so we have to call a professional. I wish Royce would do the trick. Yeah. I'm not touching that electric stove with a 10-foot pole, so I don't, worried to damage it further. Whales even more. I'm hoping there won't be too much damage. Check on the fries I'm making. I'm curious about the makeshift stove now, because when I didn't have power, I had a friend who suggested getting a backpacker stove and using it on the patio to make food, because I had a lot of food that I had to cook before I ate and couldn't do it, like eggs or carrots. I mean, carrots you can eat raw, onions you can eat raw, not very pleasant. Anyway, it's specifically against the rules in the HOA, I'm sure, to have any sort of open flame on a patio because they're a-holes. But I thought about going out to the parking lot, and I have a tiny little backpacker stove, like a one burner thing, but it's been in my storage forever, and I'm sure the can of like whatever petrol product is dry, so I didn't think ahead to get that out, but possible. I'm stuck right now. The update is that I shoved the snow off my car so that it wouldn't all turn to ice on my car, but the parking lot is still undrivable for my car with its little front wheel drive nonsense, because it's probably all turned to ice, as is the driveway, which gets no sun, so it will not have melted. So I can't get out to see my guy, who I haven't seen in 2 weeks and like really want to see, because he's an hour away and in a very icy place as well. So it's been a couple weeks. Eva says, I've dabbled in family history research since 1998. Oh, honey child, that's a long time. Back then, it was library and genealogical societies visits. Wow, popular. Lots of cemetery visits. Simpler these days. And this family has run into slavery. I'd love tips. Drop the link to that discussion. Oh, let me look it up. Sidebar, excuse me for just a moment. Community live breeding sweetgrass. It was a long discussion. It's like an hour and a half. But it was really good. So let me grab the link, pop it in the chat. And label it so that everyone knows what I'm talking about. Oh, I said lice discussion. Live discussion. We're not talking about lice on this. Hi, Heather. Welcome in. No, the outlets have. Oh, the outlets. Got it. Okay. Not the stove. The outlets. Yes. Gotcha. It's probably not an outlet issue. Might be a circuit breaker issue. I did that a while ago. This is requested research. Okay. What is a jumper? Nope. Or fuse? Fuse is the closest. Thank you, Paul. I'll take it. That's a $200 question. Well done. Jim's here. Hey, y'all. Welcome for a late night chat for you. Hi. Glad your power's back. Sorry you can't go visit old mouse. I know. There we go. There's the lice discussion. There. Thank you. Eva redid it there. Yes. I am running another sprint. I fixed it. Yeah, here we go. Oh, I can't delete it. I can put user in timeout, or I can block user, which is myself. So I'd have to go back to StreamYard's main page. Well, no, I wouldn't. Sorry, guys. Another sidebar here. Let me see if I can delete it. delete my own comment. Remove. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to pin that mofo while I'm here. Going gangbusters, hog wild. Oh. Yeah. Paul says that explains why meth labs always cook inside instead of on back deck. Damn HOA, support small business. Funny. Our last rental before we bought this house didn't allow grills on the balconies or near the garage entries. Which, fair. I mean, you don't want smoke going up into people's exhausts. Like that makes sense. But, when there's a snowstorm and no one here has power, isn't that like a fair alternative? Neighbor started a fire making his own ammo. Interesting. Okay, that was a lot of good chat. Thank you everybody for being here. We're gonna jump into another 20-minute sprint. I'm just gonna I guess it stopped. That's good. I'm gonna keep going on my little secret sequel here. Now that my brain is all engaged in the chat, this is fine. We'll jump back in. Oh, that was fun. Let's sprint. I'm off to find Nick. Is Nick the ancestor? Yay! Cool. Or Nick might be the person starting a fire, making his own ammo. Who knows? But let's jump back into a sprint. Tell me if you're working on anything or reading anything in particular that's interesting that you'd recommend or not. And we'll be back here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20 minutes. I missed it that time. I was caught up in the writing. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so let me cap the pen. Let's see. Am I actually back? Did I do this right? Yes. We're on to Laura's timer because she's next on my list. Oh, we had a visit from an old face. Let's see. Yes, we've got meth neighbors, popular topic. And then visit from Suey, my brain's a pain. Nice to see you again. It's been a long time. Let's see. You said I don't write anymore, just cheer on my friends mostly. Appreciate that. So my update, I got like another page worth, which is pretty good. I don't know. They say a page is about 300 words, but it's a big piece of paper. But I write sort of loopy, so I don't know. I don't know how many words. Big page. That's what we're going for. Big page energy. Oh, let's see. Jim has just compiled his March TBR, which means he's compiled the results of the March of the Mammoth poll. Very interesting. Joanne, thank you guys so much for trying to help. The thing is, the electric stove is the type that isn't plugged into the wall, so pressing the red reset button wouldn't work. The fuse box, not gonna help. It's electric, but it doesn't plug into the wall. So how does it get its electricity? That is such a mystery. Yeah. All right, Melissa is faffing about. I love that phrase. Love it. Jim, bummed I missed a reading poll, but excited to see what mammoth books you'll tackle. That's heaps. Yeah. Well, yeah, I got almost a page the last 20 minutes and then a page this 20 minutes. So that's pretty good. I think I need to finish my sentence because I was late for the sprint. I will finish my sentence. I'll do that now before the thought completely escapes me. So just give me like 30 seconds here. And then we'll get back to the chat. Oh man, this is when I miss Richard being in the chat because the exact phrase I just wrote was run a finger up its seductive length. And this is not X-rated, so guess what I'm talking about. Good, making progress. That's good. Melissa is writing for her job, Joanne. Yes, I still have 25 minutes, Shannon. So, I think I will do one more sprint for the setting up of the StreamYard stuffs. So that is my intention. You can still vote on the poll for which mammoth I should tackle. Looks like it will be Cryptonomicon weighing in at a daunting 910 pages. Oh, dear Lord. Yes, Joanne's got a book out. And I'm working on an assignment for an interview I have Monday. It's not a writing assignment, but program development related to the job. But I am doing everything else besides this. Hence the faffing about. I like it. Any guesses on what I was writing about? Not X-rated. That's my clue. But yeah, we'll go for one more sprint since we're queued up with Laura's timer here to finish at 11 o'clock. So I guess we can jump right back into it. I'm going to be doing tech stuff, so I don't have to scoot all the way over there. I'll be working on the computer screen again. Yes. Going once, going twice. Everyone is having so much fun writing, but now I've got to do the techno goober stuff. Yep. Beth Ann is also writing, working on a manuscript revision, making progress. Woohoo! All right. Well, we'll jump back into the sprint. I'll put myself back down here and let her rip and mute myself. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you 3 StreamYard events in the future. that was fast. It just creeps up on you, doesn't it? One, go. Congratulations. If I'm not mistaken, that's an alder tree, maybe? Anyway, we are just about done with our meditation today, which is good because my ears are starting to like pop and do weird things, so I need a little break. What is that? What is that? God, why is everything deciding to go wrong with my body? Jesus Christ. So we had some people connecting in the chat, which is lovely to see. And I finished my tech setup. So I've got 3 new events just really quickly. Wednesday, I'll be doing my final wrap up, Wednesday wrap up number 4. It's actually March 1st. But I'll be talking about the last books that I read for Black History Month, Blackathon, Missy Elliott Readathon, and of course the Black Author Tuber Readathon. Then I'll be joined on Thursday evening by some readers of the Readathon as well. So they're in the description. That's going to be Shannon, if she's in the chat listening for when I'm getting off very soon. Beth Ann, if she is in the chat revising her manuscript. Ari McQuarrie, if they are somewhere out in the world doing good. And Esther, if Esther is still here listening for her name, Esther E.M. Andujar. So hopefully we will all get a great audience of questions, get some great Black author book recs, and have a great old time Thursday night. And then Friday is going to be the first Friday in March. So we'll be back here to do a productivity sprint. Maybe I will be back with this famous orange notebook for more of the cherry cordial / seductive length font, not font, language that no one was courageous enough to guess at what I was talking about. It was cloth. It was cloth, people. People were feeling a piece of silk cloth. But there we go. Yes. So we'll be back on Friday morning. So Wednesday at 11 Pacific, Thursday at 4 Pacific, and Friday at 9 Pacific once again. So that's the routine. Thank you everyone for coming today. We had a lot of people at one point. That was really cool. It was nice. So thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on the replay, good on you. Thank you for tuning in. I do have a thank you banner. I just didn't remember. So that's my sign off time. I'm going to get some hydration and pop right into my meeting with Shannon where we're talking over the pitches for the AWC. So that's Friday. Stay safe out there. If it's icy where you are, go slowly, be careful, take care of yourselves. If it's hot out where you are, have fun. What can I say? Hydrate. Yes. So the BAT, ginger root. Seductive length of ginger root. Interesting. We'll have to dissect that later, Beth Ann. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you, Melissa. And yes, that's us for today. 11 o'clock, signing out. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Happy reading and writing.